All right, we are live for the 96th episode of the
Let's go podcast. We are excited, excited as we are here with, of course, Double Gottlieb, but we would like to give a big welcome and a big thank you to, as you see, the co-creators. I would ignore the second
They
half of that
can't see
title,
that. They can't see it. It doesn't go into the
but
final version.
they are the co-creators. They're labeled co-creators here. Avi Netter and Adam Bromberg have put in hours and hours and hours of work into making our upcoming fall tournament draft. It's going to be amazing, and we're here for a very specific reason. We're going to introduce the captains, but I'll first let David Gottlieb talk more on the topic.
Well, we're very excited. We have two huge baseball junkies with us. Actually, before we start, Avi, it feels like it's been a month since our last podcast. I just checked. It was 8 days ago. I don't know. I guess we do so many of these. But we have two huge baseball and softball junkies here, two former teammates, two people I won a championship with, two Avi and I won two championships with you. They're watching baseball. We're very lucky. It's so distracting. I lose my flow with you guys. They're bringing so much charisma, so much energy, so much good vibes to the podcast. We've got Avi Nenner, longtime HSL veteran, a longtime veteran of softball in the area, and then we have a slightly more raw, a slightly unfinished, unpolished softball product. Someone who's still paying his dues and making a name for himself and earning respect, but certainly a very creative fellow in Adam Bromberg. Welcome, guys.
What's up? Hey, I just want to make a quick point over here. You're writing your name as David Gottlieb, and Avi's calling you David. Which one do you want to go by? You got to choose one.
It's an identity crisis, Adam. So, guys, let's get right into it. You both played softball a long time. Whose idea was it to have a draft league in the fall?
Well, we're having a draft tournament, so it's a little tough. It's a little tough of a question. But, I think that there was a lot of discussion for a while between, I would say, all four of us, right? We want to do something different for fall, something that's going to kind of engage people in a way that HSL hasn't really gone into yet. And the idea of a draft was floated. And then, I don't know how it was, a month ago or something, where we started really planning it. Nenner, the uncool Avi, some may say, calls me up and says, hey, I have a format, let's work on it. And then we kind of took it from there.
So you're saying there's no true credit to be given to one person.
Well, I think that's why it says co, right?
Yeah. No, more specific. I think just from talking to guys around and playing with different guys, guys were interested in playing with different people and having different competition, and the competition was becoming a little stale. And no one's actually really stepped up. Like it's hard to really start one of these leagues, and it was just like, all right, if we want to make it happen, we want other people to play with each other. Let's make it happen and pitch it to you guys, and we went from there.
I also
Yeah.
think this year worked out. This year worked out really, really well for this type of format
I'll be a little
because
louder.
the Yom Tovim this year, the holidays, they all fell out middle of the week, so there weren't a lot of dates for a regular season. So the tournament style really worked out for this coming fall as well because we have much more limited dates that we're using.
Now, before we get to the captains, which is the point of this podcast, you guys had like very specific criteria. Like it's even a chiddush. It's even a surprise that I was allowed on this podcast. What I was going to say is that Avi and Adam, you guys have been very thoughtful and very careful and very calculated in how you roll out this draft, and you had different ideas and different thoughts, and the schedule, and the way you're finding captains, and the way players have to sign up, and a lot of different pieces to it. Can you walk us through a little bit everything that went into it, the creative process? How did you decide? I messaged Adam last night. I 2 nights ago, I told Adam I wanted to put out a message in the captain's chat that I need headshots, and he said not until everybody has signed up. We can't. I said, Adam, you're a complete maniac. He's like, yes, correct, I am. But it seems to be working very well. So I wanted you guys to give us a little more insight into all of that.
Yeah, I mean, people have called me a maniac my entire life. You're not the first. I know you were proud. You thought you were. But I think that a big thing that, we want to bring over is, organizational skills, right? I work with a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life in my day job. And I found a lot of that to be very helpful in terms of understanding how to, when you want to run something, when you want people to be excited about something, how you get the steps in place, right? So just in terms of making sure that
Just
each
so people
step is
don't
done.
know, Adam works for a little company, small company
Big
called
Blue, baby.
IBM.
Right.
Okay, go on.
So
Sorry.
I do. I think it's unclear right now, but no. But anyways, the thought is always, get done with the bigger task at hand. Make sure that you really focus on that. Give it 100%. That way, when you get to the smaller tasks, they're being done in a more complete way. And every single step of the way, once you're intentional with, I need to make sure that we have all of our captains. Then I need to make sure that all of our captains are signed up. Each step of that then kind of, it joins together in a bigger product at the end. Any words from you, sir?
Yeah, no, I agree with Adam. We've taken it slow and steady. It hasn't been the easiest. It wasn't super easy getting 20 captains. We were limited on who we chose to be captains. We didn't want any pitchers to be captains for competitive imbalance. We also didn't want certain batters and fielders to be captains. We wanted them to be in the draft pool, as we thought that would help.
You didn't want who to be as a captain?
We
The
didn't
last
want
one.
certain players who are
Oh,
on hitters or fielders, because we wanted them to be valuable picks in the draft. We just really wanted to have as fair of a league as possible.
I think it goes back to the whole idea that we're very intentional with everything that's been done, and we really thought everything through. Thought, why would we want someone to be a captain? What might be a reason that we don't want them to be a captain? I think all that really just went into it, And at the end of the day, there were some hard decisions to say no to some people, but it also, I think, will make for a much more exciting draft pool. And I think that's a lot to Orange Shirt Avi's credit about making sure that we kind of kept that quality control.
Yeah, I'm also very glad to announce, by the way, as we're recording this, not even 36 hours from when we got out the registration link, we are, I think, 2 or 3 signups short of 50%, which is absolutely amazing. In 36 hours, we're practically 50% full with registration.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome. Avi Edelman, it's really tough. Someone's got to change. Which one of you guys want to go by Abraham the rest of the podcast?
Who? Abraham?
I'll call you Nens. I'll call you AIDS. Got it.
Call me AIDS. Yeah, that's fine.
AIDS. I think it's a lot to your credit. You really always focused on getting everyone excited for all of your products, and this one's no different. Last night I was at my game, my Wednesday night HSL Summer Night softball game. Tough game for my team, but AIDS was there the entire time, kind of just talking.
Does
to
anybody
people
call you AIDS besides Adam?
In camp, there were a lot of AIDS chants. There was We Love AIDS. There was We Beat AIDS. There's We've Got AIDS.
What camp did you go to, Avi?
I'm a legend in Rome. I was a legend. I was there.
Okay, Adam, sorry for interrupting you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was talking. What was I talking about? Oh,
you were talking about AIDS. And last night at the game, you had a rough game, but something or other.
Last night he was giving everyone AIDS. No. Last night he was really there and talking to everyone about I have a concern about this. What can I do about that? I really want to play, but I might be away for a couple of days. And he really talked to everyone on both teams. That at least during our game, I'm sure he did also for the other teams that came in after, and really explained everything, assured them that they'll be okay, and got them excited for it. And registrations kind of took another step forward right after that.
I don't know if you guys are revealing this yet, but when I'm a Pasha idiot from Queens. I'm no Avi Nenner. I haven't played in 40 softball seasons or 80. Nenner, how many softball seasons do you think? How many do you think you've played in? Probably more than 40 by now.
Yeah, can you guess how many games? This is trivia question number 1. How many games has Avi Nenner played in so far this year? I will give you 3 options. Is it
this
A?
Year? Okay.
Actually, I'm not going to give you options. Closest one gets it between the two other hosts, the 2 normal hosts. And I say normal, I mean it in multiple ways.
I would guess 31. No, 34. 34.
Okay. And AIDS, what about you? What's your guess?
41.
He's pretty close, by the way. I think you're about 2 off. What is it?
I think it's like 43.
43 or 44. And he's a very winning player also. So draft value.
Okay, so back to draft. So does that mean Nenner's not a captain? Adam, you might
I
have
don't
to spice it, cut that
You,
part out
you
also.
don't know because you're not a part of this. Why are you not a part of this? Should we reveal that?
Nenner might be a captain, Nenner might not be a captain.
So, so my question for you guys is: when I think of draft, a partially yid like me, I think of like the NFL draft. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was made known to me that this is a very different type of draft. Can you guys share a little bit more about it and whose idea was that?
All right. Yeah, we decided to do an auction draft actually. Obviously, we could have easily done the 1 through 10 snake draft, called it a day, but the way we looked at it is that is somewhat of a competitive advantage to the teams that get the first, 2, 3 picks. If you get, I'm not saying a pitcher can necessarily carry you to a championship, but if you get a pitcher and now you just have every 12th to 24th pick, you're probably going to have a pretty solid team. But when you have an auction draft and now everyone is valued at different prices and different amounts, a pitcher might go for, let's say, 60 to 70% of the team's budget, which means now
Really?
they are probably. I mean, I'm making up a number. I don't know what it's. It's all going
It's
to be
up to the
arbitrary.
captains to decide.
The captains are just gonna. It's a mind game. Some guys might try to bid other guys up, but that's a later discussion. But the point of making the auction draft was to try to make all the teams as fair as possible. So a team that drafts, a top pitcher or a top hitter might struggle when it comes to fielding or the bottom of the lineup, and therefore, hopefully, our hope is that all 10 teams are somewhat on a level playing field with each other. So yes, the team with the best pitcher will probably, have maybe the second or third worst fielding, which is gonna, come back to bite him, because when a pitcher, has a bad field behind him, all of a sudden he gets frustrated. He can't throw strikes. Now he's costing his own team potentially. But ask Avi, but he wouldn't know what a bad field is.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty, at least,
I actually think a big part of this also, by the way, and that was a good joke. I'm not going to discount that joke.
Come on,
It's a good one.
everyone's going to throw a little shade that Zin's not on most sports anymore, whatever it's called.
Models?
Model Sports.
I'll give Zin a bit of a pass because he did help me win the championship Sunday morning. So.
Nenner, would you say Avi was carried to a championship this past spring season on Sunday?
I would say Hillel, Moshe, and Noah definitely helped.
Oh wow, you're throwing Lowinger under the bus.
Well, Lowinger didn't really play much.
Going back to
Lowinger
the
didn't
draft,
really play much in the field. He was hitting for us, but I thought Avi was referring to the fielding. Specifically Zin and Rokach on the left side of the field it's just not normal. It's insane. Anyways, go ahead.
Bromberg, talk to us, babe.
Yeah, one thing that he was mentioning about, we want to make the draft more fair. Also, that when that was front of mind when creating the captain pairings as well. Kind of making sure that there's no unfair captain pairings where even if they're completely better than someone else, or they might have more knowledge, they're not going to be in a disadvantage. Front of mind for us was how do we keep the captain pairings as even as possible, because we have the draft setting now in a way where it's going to be fair and it's not going to be one team and gets a first pick, but we wanted to make sure that no team still got an advantage at all, and that's where we kind of went with the captain pairings. For the most part, it's who can we put together that's not going to make this team too good, and that's that's really what we went with.
See, in mine and Adam's opinion, actually, at least mine, I'm pretty sure Adam holds the same opinion.
He talks for me.
Is the B League captains actually hold a lot more value than the A League captains in a draft like this, because that's where you're going to get your values. You're going to find all your values in the B League players that go for cheaper than they really should.
Right, everyone knows the A League
players.
The
A League players, some of these captains are good hitters. They're good fielders, but at the end of the day, a lot of them do not know a soul in the B League. Mostly, I would say none of the A League players play in the B League as well.
Before we go ahead, Avi.
But that's the whole point. Is actually the B League guys are a lot more valuable than the A League players. So it's like, yes, we wanted
finding diamonds in the rough. You're finding diamonds in the rough.
We wanted A League guys who only know A League guys, and B League guys who know everyone in the B League and therefore can really bring a value to their team.
All
Yeah.
right, well, let's get to the big reveal. How we
The
doing
moment
this,
has
Mr.
come.
The moment has come. Mr. Nenner and Mr. Bromberg. What are we doing here?
Yeah, we'll go one team by team, kind of discuss
Team by
the guys and discuss thoughts that we have.
Should we just quickly break down the tournament?
Yeah,
The way it's working.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Every team's playing. What is it? It's 5 games. It's 2 divisions.
5 seeding games.
It's two sides of the bracket, an A side and a B side. 5 teams on each side. You play every team in your bracket once, and you have one inter bracket game. And therefore the 1, 2, and 3 seeds automatically make it into the divisional round.
Yeah, the divisional rounds.
And
the
the
rounds
four-
are named like MLB also.
Right,
Yeah.
and the 4 or 5 seeds will play in a playing game. So every team makes the playoffs. Every team plays at least 6 games total.
You can play up to 9 if you're a bad team that ends up being good in bracket play.
Wait, 9. Why 9?
Be a good team.
Wait, why 9 though? Wouldn't it be 8?
No, it's 8. You're right. Because I did the
8.
math wrong.
Yeah,
No,
8.
It would be
Yeah,
6 with the wild card game, 7 with the
8,
divisional,
9.
8
Yeah.
with the semis, 9 with the
Oh,
champions.
because the two division winners play each other.
Yes, at the end.
Oh wow, 9. That's a lot. It's a lot of games.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games. So, enough hate on the price, boys. 9 games, man. That's more of a max that you're getting from your typical night league.
The reason we're calling it tournament is because the playoffs and knockout stage happen over 2 nights, Tuesday and Wednesday, November 4th and 5th. Every team plays on the 4th. You get eliminated, you're out. If you advance past the 4th, you play on the 5th.
And this is also going back, by the way, just part of that. This kind of goes back to the, where do you find value in a pitcher? You can have up to 4 games within a 2-night span. Are you trusting one pitcher to go, that could be up to 28 innings within,
Right.
a matter of 27 hours, whatever exactly.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of which, Sandy Berger, I'm not giving anything away. This is all public in the HSL community, guys. Don't worry.
Not official.
He wrote that he doesn't think he could pitch 4 games in 2 nights, and
I thought you were going to talk about his performance.
He also messaged me that he doesn't think he's gonna be playing in the tournament at all, which is unfortunate. But I'm still working on him. So we'll see if we end up getting him in. But he'd be a great piece. Guys like him are guys that will go so under the radar, and you could be stealing him as a pitcher.
not anymore.
For very few dollars. What?
Not anymore. We've been talking about him for a few minutes.
That's the whole point. Even if you spend a lot of your money on, say, a Yossi or a Steve, you're still going to get caught throwing 27 plus inning. Not 27. I guess we don't play 9-inning games. Bar off the
Should be
chef.
28 if you play 4 games.
21 to 28 innings over 2 nights. Like, you're really going to trust that? You have 3 off innings. You probably lost the game.
Yeah, there's probably some strategy in this for the captains to be going for, maybe a guy that has some pitching in his repertoire, just to throw a couple of innings in a game if they're up a big, or a middle innings guy, kind of let the other guy come rest a little bit, or start the second game.
Right.
It's all strategy though, and that's what we're really excited about. Probably the most is how the strategy is going to end up playing out between the draft and the bracket play.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. So let's get into it.
Right.
I have in front of me Brett. Go ahead, Avi.
First bracket.
Okay, so Avi Nenner and Adam Bromberg. I'm going to switch off between the two of you. You have them open and you know them by heart. I'm gonna. All right, bracket A, team number 1, Avi Nenner. Let us know who the captains are and give us a little bit about them.
We have Benji Horowitz and Shlomo Ross. Benji, representing the A-League, plays with yours truly and sometimes now Adam on Unknown Scotia Pizza since 1959. And Shlomo Ross can play anywhere, versatile B-League player. Pretty sure he just won the championship, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
He did. He was also the captain, the co-captain of that team with Brian Cohen.
Co-captain of the A.
Very, very deep baseball mind. Goes to almost every Mets game. He knows the ins and the outs of the sport very, very well, and is a very talented player and fielder
and
and
the best beard in the HSL.
Up for
What's
debate.
that?
And the best beard in the HSL.
All right. Division A, team number 2, Adam Bromberg. Give it to us.
Yep. For team 2, we have. I'm going to butcher this name. You should have chosen me for this one. We have Joey Alhadef,
No,
representing
you got it.
the
You got
A-League.
No, it's the next name he's going to put.
The next one is
Representing which league?
the A-League.
No, he's representing the B League. And
Sorry. representing the B League, and David Gottlieb representing the B League.
Thank God. I thought you were going to say the C League. Okay. Now, Joey's my boy. Joey's my Syrian boy. We
Oh,
played
you're not
together.
talking about. You're not. This is my team to break down.
Oh, okay. But we played together in the Syrian Sensations last
Talk about
fall.
Talk about his beard.
Wait, just so
Worst
you guys,
beard in the HSL.
just so people know, we have one strategy and one strategy only. We're trying to draft as many Syrians as possible.
Oh,
And Archie.
all Sparties, or is it only Syrians?
Syrians, I said. Did you miss that the
Interesting.
name of our team together was the Syrian Sensations? Did you miss all that?
Well, I didn't know which league you were in, so.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
said all
fall
that.
league,
You
right?
weren't listening. Okay.
The fall league last year.
So just all kidding aside, I think our team starts off at a major disadvantage. I think we're the only team with 2 B players. And Joey's a very talented player. I hope he doesn't watch the podcast. He'll say he's an A talent. But as Steve Bond would say, he hasn't played any games in the A League. So how can you be an A talent if you've never played a day in the A League? So I think our team starts off at a tremendous disadvantage. Mr. Nenner claims I have a deep knowledge of the leagues.
I think that too, by the way.
Which will give us an advantage, and maybe we'll see. Also, Joey can play shortstop, which is.
You don't think you're not going to outsmart everyone during the draft?
All right, so that's team number 2. All right, back to Mr. Nenner. Team number 3. Who do we got?
We got Yehuda Nenner and Gershon Bruckler. Yehuda Nenner representing the A League.
Who's Yehuda Nenner, Avi?
I would say the much more talented playing Nenner. I go Yehuda, then Ellie, then Yissi, who plays in the MSL, then myself.
You forgot Sophia.
Oh yeah, my daughter, then myself. But I don't know. I don't know Gershon Bruckler.
Gershon Bruckler, big San Diego Padres fan. Gershon Bruckler, he has. I don't think he has a huge history in the league, but the time that he's been here, he's had some success, and he's won some playoff games, and he's a guy that wants to win. He always wants to.
He's a very good player and a very fierce competitor.
And he's a great captain. He's a great captain who knows how to run a team, and I think that he's going to be a great fit.
He did make a major rookie mistake in the spring, though. He made a major rookie mistake, and I've told him this a lot of times and call him out publicly. His team was so committed to winning, they only really had 10 playoff-eligible players. And then their biggest star tears his ACL like 2 weeks before the playoffs. And then somebody else had their own VART. So Shlomo Ross wanted to introduce a clause into the rule book for that kind of situation where you have every player playing every week. You should be allowed more subs. But anyway, Bruckler, he's going to get over his rookie mistake. And I know this league has a different rule in that regard, but I like to tease him. I like to tease him a little bit. I have a lot of respect for Gershon.
He'll know that anyone that's on that he drafts will be available November 4th and 5th. Otherwise, they're not going to be signing up.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, team number 4, in bracket A, Mr. Bromberg. Give it to us, please.
Team 4, the A League is Menachem Greenberg, and representing the B League, Shalom Prager. Now, I'm going to give it to our 2 league owners to kind of talk about them a little bit.
Avi, why don't you give this one to us?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start off the bat. This team is probably, I'm sure all HSL players are a bunch of mention and all super sweet, nice guys. But you don't get nicer and sweeter than Menachem Greenberg and Shalom Prager. Those guys are the nicest people in the world, and whoever's on their team definitely will have good vibes, good chemistry, and I think they'll be a very, very, very. There's the pictures right there.
Prager's very good looking also. Prager's a very good looking guy.
Yes, he is. Shalom's a man of many talents. Good looking guy. Menachem and Shalom actually both play outfield. They both play, I think, the left side of the outfield, which should be interesting. Where they're going to position together. They're both very solid hitters. I would say Menachem's more of an A-level hitter, but a little bit one-dimensional. Shalom is more of a B-level hitter, but a little bit more than one-dimensional. You could take that as you wish, but they're both very solid hitters. They both play a very, very good outfield. And they're both very nice guys, and I think they'll both make great captains, and I think they'll create a really cool, awesome environment for their whole team.
While we're talking about that team, I have to share what I consider to be one of my funniest lines ever, is that Shalom Prager was on the winning team in the Gridiron Gauntlet, a team that also had Moshe Zinn on it, and then in the HSL spring championship, Sean Prager had to be a last-minute sub, and ultimately that team won the championship with Zinn on it as well. So Prager played just a total of 2 games, was it, Avi?
Yeah, games 2 and 3.
So afterward, I texted Zinn and Prager. I texted them. It looks like Prager just keeps carrying Zinn to championships. I was very proud of myself for that one. Okay.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's very true. Moshe wouldn't be a winner without Prager and myself. Anyways, go ahead.
All right, team number 5 in bracket A. We've got Mr. Nenner. Please give it to us.
We have Yoel Rossman representing the A League and Ari Slamovic representing the B League. Yoel, a great third baseman. Pretty sure he captains the Tax Titans.
Yeah, he does.
Great third baseman, really good bat. And Ari plays. I played with him on Jake's teams. Second base can be versatile. Can play elsewhere. Has some pop in his bat. Good hitter. Very disciplined. And the two of them, I think the vibes on that team will just be. They're just going to have a lot of fun. That team's going to be loud.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about this. Ari. Obviously we're trying to eliminate pitchers from the draft, but we're talking about teams playing these back-to-back days and all these games. A guy like Ari is a very solid pitcher. He pitches currently for Wall Street Grill in the Summer Night League. That's a good opportunity for them to draft a pitcher and have 2 at their arsenal that could really attack in these, in those playoffs, those 2 days, 4 games, 2 days could really be a huge, huge, huge advantage.
Yeah. Really great guy, Ari. Yoel, I've only met a couple of times, but seems like a really great guy too, and I've heard he's really talented. We actually have 2 captains who were groomed, I think, by Ariel Cohen out of the Robins culture. I think they both came from the Robins, right? Yehuda Nenner and Yoel Rossman. Nenner, is that accurate?
Yoel Rossman for sure. Yehuda Nenner, where did he start?
I think he's part of one of Ariel's boys.
Go
All
ahead,
right,
Dave.
time for bracket B.
Should we break down bracket A? Who we think is going to win,
Let's do that.
or should we do that afterwards?
Well, we don't know teams. So
Let's get through the rest of the let's get through the rest of the captains.
You're right. There is no team, but
That's what's fun about this.
you're right.
That score is wrong, by the way.
Edelman, I'm going to ask you to rank the captains in order when we near the end. Write it down. I'm going to ask you to rank them, the captains in talent, from 1 to 5 in each bracket. Okay.
I'll rank talent.
Okay.
I think a big thing about talent and knowledge are 2 very big, distinct parts of this. And someone might not have as much talent, but they might have a ton more HSL knowledge than anyone else.
Yeah.
And that's going to be good.
Yeah, but the heck with it. The heck with it. Let's rate the talent anyways. Who cares? Anyways.
Okay,
why
next
not?
division, bracket B. Team number 6. I got to get going soon. I got a newborn, as you guys know. Team number 6. Give it to us, Mr. Adam Bromberg.
I think we're going to switch for this bracket. We're going to do the same order.
I'll do Chesky. We got Chesky Itzkowitz for representing the A League, and we have Menachem Dicker representing the B League. I know Chesky. Chesky can play anywhere. Infield, outfield, lockdown. You put him out there, and you can honestly forget that position's there because he'll make every play. I guess Avi David, maybe Adam could speak a little more on Menachem Big League Dicker.
Menachem's phenomenal.
Menachem's nickname tells the whole story. Menachem is known as Big League Dicker, and there's a reason. This guy is a big leaguer in every sense of the word. He comes prepared. He's got an amazing glove at first base. He's really a fantastic player. I played with him in the spring. Great hitter. This is somebody you want up in a big spot. He's fun to hang around. He's got great vibes, great chemistry. We love him. I think, I think these 2 captains are among the most talented pair in the draft.
Yeah, and I'll also say this. This tournament, I think it benefits a lot of people in terms of meshing the A and B guys. I think Menachem Dicker might benefit the most from a tournament like this. Menachem is such a talent, but he's never willing to acknowledge that he's such a talent. He's always telling me, how can I compete with these guys? I think
he's a big league dicker, but he thinks he's a small time dicker. That's the problem.
Exactly. I think this will show all these guys, specifically Menachem, that he's got a lot more talent than he thinks he does, and I think it's a tremendous opportunity.
All right,
and it's a great pairing. And by the way, Chesky Itzkowitz might have the most knowledge out of everyone here, other than David Gottlieb, out of all the captains. He plays a ton of A-League ball, and he plays a ton of B-League ball on the Twillery Tigers in the Summer Night League.
All right, team number 7, Adam Bromberg.
Yep. So team number 7. Ooh, that's not me. This is me.
That's twice you put me on the screen, Adam.
Sometimes I put you on when I want to talk because I kind of get camera shy. Team number 7 from the A League, we got Ezi Unger, and from the B League, we got Yaakov Zev Wacholder. Now, this is a team that I'm excited for personally. You know, Ezi, a super util guy, really can play anywhere, gives a team a lot of value. Yaakov Zev Wacholder in his first season right now as a captain in Sunday mornings, and he's doing an excellent job. You know, our team is. I'm on his team, so I'm going to be a little bit biased. He's my captain right now. I gotta keep the vibes high. But the best jerseys in the entire league, maybe ever. Some are saying with the BHIT Party Animals are neon pink jerseys, awesome stuff. Yaakov Zev, he's very excited for this. First of all, he's been asking me all these different questions. But also, our team, we're 1-1, lost to the Robins 5-4 without 2 of our best players, and beat the Black Sox 13-1. So, he clearly knows how to run a team. The talent, people weren't sure if it was going to be there, but now people are saying we're a top 3 team, and I'm sure that he's going to be able to, turn whatever team he gets into a golden team.
Yeah,
You guys had your way with the Black Sox.
He had one shot at it. And it looked like he built a tremendous roster this Sunday morning team. I fully expect him to, transfer that over. And as Younger also, he's been playing with these guys in the A-League for years. And also very valuable in this format, being that he could catch, he could play second, he could play short, he could play third. Very, very valuable as well.
I'm actually going to turn over to Edelman for the next team because this is a really interesting pairing. It's one of the pairings I'm most excited about. Avi, give us team number 8.
I have it in front of me. Someone's got to read it.
Which Avi?
Edelman, Avi, it's Glenn Zuckerman and Sammy Miller. What are your thoughts?
This might be the biggest Talmud Rebbe pairing you'll find. I'll tell you a little story. I was at the summer night games last night, and I was sending videos to Glenn Zuckerman of Sammy Miller playing third base, making a nice play, getting a hit. And then Glenn made 2 comments. I want to pull it up, actually. It was very, very funny. First, Glenn told me he was like, only guy who plays wearing a kippah. I said, yes, sir. And then he wrote, tell Sammy to keep practicing. I'm preparing also. And he sent me a picture of him in a pool. So there's Glenn Zuckerman. There's Glenn Zuckerman in a sentence. But the reason why it's such a good pairing
shirtless
is
in the pool. Did Glenn send you a picture of himself shirtless?
Oh, we might have to blur out this of the pod.
I'll tell you why it's a good. I'll tell you why it's a good
Have to
pairing.
have an 18+ feature on your account now.
I'll tell you why it's a good pairing. It's a great pairing because Glenn is the best hitter in the world. He's been the best hitter in the league for the past bunch of years, leading the league in batting title. And Sam Miller is one of the most under the radar, fantastic Gold Glove fielders in the B League. So I'm very excited
By the way,
for a gold. Yeah.
On that note of Sammy being underrated, like I saw him playing on Sunday for the Hungry Hippos. Said I had a night team, the Freedom Fighters, last year, and I messaged Sammy. Sometimes you go after a player and there's 9 teams you want them. I messaged Sammy hey, do you want to play third base on the Freedom Fighters? And he's like, sure. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't have a team that you're part of? He's like, no. He's like, I'll play. I was like, this is the easiest acquisition I ever made in my life. And then, of course, the guy never makes an error. And then we didn't have a shortstop, so we moved him over to short, and he was equally fantastic. He's a vacuum cleaner. He needs.
Yeah, they're also both very laid back guys who
Glenn,
not laid back. They're very intense on the field, but off the field, they're very laid back guys who I think are level headed enough to be able to draft a good team. The big question with Glenn here really is, Glenn and Steve Pollen are known to have a very close relationship. Does Glenn go bonkers and spend 91% of his draft money on Steve Pollen and be like, the heck with the rest, we'll figure it out. So that's something to keep your eye on because I could see Glenn giving $500. I could see him going $450 on Steve Pollen that first pick. So let's see. I'm curious how that plays out.
You're saying you don't trust them strategy wise.
No, I think the opposite. I do trust him. I think Glenn is a special. I think Glenn has a special bond with Steve. That's all. I think he has a special bond with Steve.
No, but also if you have Steve Pollen, Glenn Zuckerman, and Sammy Miller as a core of your team, you're not in a bad spot. And Steve can also hit pretty well, which is he doesn't hit a lot on the teams that he's on, but he can hit pretty well. It's a pretty strong team to begin with. All right, I'm going to stick to 9 and 10 with Avi because I think Adam and Avi Nenner are flirting over there or something. So team number 9,
hey,
Edelman.
We're excited for these. I got some good comments for Team 10, and he's got some good ones for Team 9.
Okay,
oh, you do? Okay, Avi Nenner, team 9.
Team 9, we have Yonasan Lowinger and Morty Kirch. Yonasan is Easy on his son. You know him or you don't.
Bromberg, these are really good comments.
Listen, it's more like I had good comments for 10. I got to give him over to 9.
He is Yossi Kaufman's father. He owns him. Your son's an unbelievable hitter, good fielder, very, very smart baseball player. Morty Kirsch played for YU, and that's all I know from his headshot. So maybe Avi can get more.
Morty
He was almost
Kirsch.
barred. Morty Kirsch was almost banned from the HSL.
I know, based on the
because of
previous rules, the guy should have been kicked out 3 times. Morty Kirsch is like Jonas Lowinger, a softball geek. He's obsessed with the sport. He's a very smart player, and he's super talented. He's a lefty with pop to all fields. He's really fast. He runs the bases basically as fast as anybody. Not fantastically fast, and he's a great fielder who can play second, short, or third. So I think talent-wise, they're actually really, really up there towards the top of the captains. And I think there also is a lot of knowledge of the game, which will help them in the draft as well.
All right, team number 10, Mr. Bromberg. I'm excited for the comments that you have.
I have good comments. This is what we were waiting for. Team 10's the big reveal. And Team 10, I'm going to say it twice because it's nice. We got Sabo and Sabo, Eli Sabo, and Yaakov Sabo. In fact, on the flyer, there's only one picture. You know why? Because David couldn't figure out which one was which. He just put one, so I called it a day. Now, the Sabos, I happened to play with Ellie last, I guess it was the spring West Hempstead season. He was my team's shortstop, and an excellent one in that. And he's also a Yankees fan, which made me like him 20,000 times more. And I'm sure that his brother's basically the same. I don't really know a lot about them other than Eli Sabo's a great player all around, and I'm sure that they'll have sibling chemistry, and that's something that other teams have to look out for.
Yeah, Yaakov and Ellie both right now play the left side of my infield, really sort of the middle of my infield, depending on who's there for my Sunday morning team. Yaakov I've been playing with my whole life, obviously, dating back to my legendary Romu days. But, both of them are fantastic in the infield. I think Yaakov has a better bat, Ellie's still, growing into himself as a hitter. But they're both very knowledgeable. They're both, again, big softball guys and both very talented as well. So it should be a lot of fun. And the brother chemistry will never hurt,
Yeah. Okay. Now, Edelman, let's just Edelman, I have a question for you, and then Nenner and Bromberg, you'll wrap us up because I got to run. Can you, Edelman? Let's do this. I don't know if you wrote it down yet. I want you to rank bracket A by captain talent, the captains alone. And if you want to add knowledge in as an X factor, you can, but I don't really think that's going to change too much. If you could rank the bracket A captains in order from 1 to 5.
Yes, I got you. Let me pull it up here. All right, bracket A. I'm going to go straight off of talent because at the end of the day, you could have a lot of knowledge. You could have more knowledge than the other people. But I think, with the podcast we're eventually going to do with, me, Adam, and Avi going through every player and every position and the rankings, I think there'll be a lot of knowledge out there in general.
For that podcast, you got to separate those two. They're about to start smooching on that couch. Look at the way they look at each other. These guys are two peas in a pod.
Maybe we'll invite you next time if you want to come over.
David just wants to see it on the balcony.
Division A. I'm gonna have to go. Division A. I'm gonna have to go as your top team. Actually, team number 1, Benji Horowitz and Shlomo Ross. I think Benji, and I was speaking to Steve Pollen earlier today. Benji is one of the most underrated fielders in the world. He's absolutely a stud. He is phenomenal. He actually robbed me of a hit against Nenner's team Monday night, which I eventually loosened the bottle cap for my boy Shooter to hit a triple and break up Ash's
7 walks away from winning
and break up Ash's no hitter in the 6th inning. Benji Horowitz is also a pesky hitter. He knows what he's doing. And Shlomo Ross, the guy's an unbelievable outfielder, tremendous hitter. He's a base hit machine. And I think, listen, a lot of talent there. Yoel Rossman and Ari Slomowitz. You could have gone with Menachem Greenberg against Sean Prager. A lot of A-League experience there as well. A lot of good teams there. Dave, of course, yourself. But I think Horowitz and Shlomo Ross have the first spot. I would put Yoel Rossman and Ari Slomowitz next. The reason being,
really?
Ari could go as a utility as both a pitcher and the fielder, which is huge in this bracket. Yoel Rossman, I think, is the straight up most talented overall between the rest of the players. I'll then go Menachem Greenberg and Shalom Prager, followed by Yehuda Nenner, who is, I think, potentially one of the most underrated players in all of this draft, together with Gershon Brookler, who I love Gershon as a player, I think it's his knowledge that will really be effective, though, a lot in this draft. And then, of course, my good old partner, David Gottlieb, but Joey Haladef, I think we all agree.
We don't even know which league they're
By the
representing.
way, Joey ripped up the, I forgot what they call themselves, the BKS league. He played really, really well in that league.
He's
And
a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. And I think that, again, it's more than just talent when it comes to the captains. But if I had to rank based on talent, I'd put you guys 5.
All right, let's do bracket.
Don't discredit David's new found dad stream.
My new what?
The new found dad stream.
You know what they say in the MLB, like when someone has a baby, when he comes back, he has dad power or dad strength, and he just hits like 40 bombs right away. You're thinking that you're going to stop hitting loops to the infield and you're going to start getting it over the shortstop.
David, I was going to say, I don't want to give away a scouting report here, but no matter what pitcher you put out there, David's always good for a bloop over pit stop for a single.
Okay. Bracket letter B. Give it to us, Edelman, and a little quicker this time because I gotta go.
All right, I think the way bracket B worked out, and I think it was done at random. I think there happens to be a little bit more talent from the captain side. You have to put team 8, Glenn Zuckerman and Sammy Miller 1, only because Glenn's the best hitter in the world, and Sammy is arguably one of the best third basemen in the world. Glenn's not going to really be such. I mean, Glenn's a good first baseman. He's not going to be such an X factor, but he's that good of a hitter. At number 2, I'd probably go.
The only thing I would argue with there, that's my one, is just that with Ellie and Jakub Sabo, you can take care of a shortstop and third base right there, and that gives so much value to your team.
There's so much, there's so much talent. There's so much more talent in Division B.
Okay, go ahead, Avi.
It's very close. I'm stumbling and bumbling over my words. I'll go Jonas Lowinger and Morty Kirsch. I'm probably biased. I grew up with Jonas Lowinger. I still do think he's one of the best hitters. He'd get a hit off anybody anytime. And Morty Kirsch, I think, is also one of the most underrated players in the draft. And they take up the middle of your infield. That's second and shortstop right there, or second and third, however you want to put it. I would say third is I'll go Chesky. It's good to Menachem Dicker. It's a close one, and I'm very close to Yaakov. But Chesky and Menachem, I think also. Chesky is a phenomenal hitter. He can hit off anybody. He's a fantastic player, and Menachem Dicker underrates himself the most out of anybody. He's also a great hitter and a great first baseman. Followed up by Yaakov.
I noticed Dicker wrote in the sign-up form that he could play the outfield, which was interesting to me. I'm sure he does a good job if he does play there.
Yeah, I've never seen.
You wouldn't write that.
Yaakov and Ali Sabo again, also great players. A lot of talent here. It's you can't really. It's hard. It's hard.
So you have Yaakov and Ali fifth in the bracket.
Fourth. Fifth. I'm going to go Ezzy Unger and Yaakov Zewacholder. Also good players. Again, I think there's more overall talent in Division B. But if I had to rank them 1 through 5 based strictly on overall talent, that's how I would go.
All right, let's wrap it up here. Adam and Nenner, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for me at least, I think that, I think it's going to be very competitive. I think we have a lot of different strengths in all the teams and within the brackets. I think that they're going to end up evening out to a point that we're going to see something that we haven't seen maybe my entire time in the HSL, which is B-League players being on even playing fields.
Exactly.
It's a lot of times been there's been good teams and really bad teams, and now we're going to I think we're going to see very few teams with less than 2 wins or less, or I guess there's only 5 games, but I think we'll see majority of the teams being right around that 500 mark going into bracket play, and it's going to be very exciting to have those matchups in the bracket and say, hey, we don't even know who's going to win. Maybe we have a 0.5 run line or whatever, but it's really going to be that close.
Yeah, and guys, if you're watching this, we're 50% full, so don't wait around. We're 36 hours in, and we're 50% full. There is no, and Adam and Avi are very strict on this. Once we hit our max 120, we are done. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what quality player you are, doesn't matter who you play for, doesn't matter if your name is
the only
Adam
way you can get in is if somebody.
We are done at 120. Sorry, Adam.
It might get so
I
ugly
hope
that people
if you're
are going to
watching
be.
this, it's a win. So I don't really care. It's worth it. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, guys. All right, any final thoughts, Mr. Nenner?
I guess we tried our best to keep everything as fair as possible. We split up the captains based on knowledge, talent, positions. I'm just really excited to see how it runs out. I'm looking forward to the next pod where we break down all the players without Captain David participating.
Congratulations, sir.
Yes, so we'll see Avi's hosting skills in that one.
We might need some new technical support. It's gonna be tough.
But besides that, I'm just really looking forward to seeing how this how this falls out. Hopefully,
Falls out. Ha Look at
pun
that.
intended. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we just have a good tournament and everyone has a great time.
Great
And we
job,
also
guys.
want to thank the captains, obviously, all 20 of the captains. You know, we appreciate you
Yeah,
guys stepping up to the
We
plate.
do want to thank them all for taking the time, giving a night now for the draft, which we
Yeah.
will probably be live streaming.
Yes.
Details to come. Details to come as it's planned.
But we do want to thank them all for their time, their efforts, and their participation in helping us
All right,
get
great.
this off the.
Let's go.